Centre reviews country's COVID scenario. Health Minister Harsh Vardhan says fresh cases have registered a decline. Assam Chief Minister asks administration to take flood control measures on war footing to prevent damages to life and property. Vaccination for 18 to 44 age group gets underway in Nagaland. State Health Minister says demand for vaccine is growing. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma visits oxygen plant, says all measures are in place to fight the pandemic. And in tennis, Rafael Nadal does it again, beats Novak Djokovic to win Italian Open crown. A very good evening, viewers, and welcome to Northeast News Bulletin from the studios of DDK Guwahati. I'm Changamla Tumra, and now the stories in detail. In national news first, Union Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan today said the country is witnessing a decline trend in the number of fresh COVID-19 cases. He said that after a gap of 26 days, less than 3 lakh new cases have been reported in the country in the last 24 hours. He was speaking at the 26th Group of Ministers meeting today. On vaccination drive in the country, Dr. Vardhan said that over 18.29 crore beneficiaries have been administered the COVID vaccine doses so far. He said, based on the deliberations made with the various stakeholders, it has been projected that the country will have procured 51 crore vaccine doses between January and July this year. Over 2 billion doses of COVID vaccine will be available for the country by the end of December this year.
When we are meeting, the difference between the number of new cases that have appeared in the country in the last 24 hours and those who recovered in the last 24 hours is almost 1 lakh. On 8th May, we had just over 4 lakh new cases in the last 24 hours, and at that time, almost in a row for 4 continuous days, we had over 4 lakh cases. Today, on 17th May, in the last 24 hours, we have seen 2,81,386 cases in the country.
In a related development, the first batch of the drug 2-deoxy-D-glucose has been released for COVID patients today. The first batch was released by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Union Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan. Dr. Harsh Vardhan appreciated the efforts of the scientists of Defence Research and Development Organisation (DRDO) and Dr. Reddy's lab for the development of anti-COVID drug. He said the medicine is the result of 1 year of hard work by scientists. The medicine has a huge potential in preventing coronavirus growth. The drug has been developed by the DRDO, which recently got the approval for emergency use from the Drugs Controller General of India.
भारत के वैज्ञानिकों के द्वारा DRDO के सहयोग से हमारे आदरणीय राजनाथ सिंह जी के नेतृत्व में ये शायद हमारी पहली
ड्रग जिसका यह इजाद हुआ है, यह आशा और उम्मीद की एक नई किरण लेकर आया है। यानी हमारे देश के सामने एक बड़ा से बड़ा चैलेंज आए तो हमारे वैज्ञानिकों के अंदर वह क्षमता है, वह ताकत है।
In Assam, Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma today reviewed the functioning of the Water Resources Department at a meeting at Janata Bhavan and directed the officials to complete ongoing schemes within this month to minimize the damage that can be caused by floods to life and property. Dr. Sharma also asked the department to identify the vulnerable points in embankments across Assam and carry out their strengthening on a war footing while completing the bridge closing works at the earliest. He asked officials ministers to prioritize works to ensure best use of financial and human resources. Saying dredging could bring satisfactory results in reducing the impact of floods, the Chief Minister directed the department to identify rivers that cause maximum havoc and examine the feasibility of dredging in those rivers. Also present at the meeting was Water Resources Minister Piyush Hajarika. In Nagaland, Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Pongyu Phom today launched the rollout of COVID-19 vaccination for 18 to 44 years age group at Kohima. In his speech, Phom said the state has received 36,580 doses of Covishield vaccine on payment as allocated by the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. He said Nagaland has placed more orders even if the state government does not have any control on its supply or the production. He informed that there is a considerable demand for the vaccine across the state as indicated by the online booking at CoWIN. 239,000 vaccine doses have already been administered in Nagaland, he said.
239,000 doses have already been administered across the state safely in the high-risk groups. I also urge
the cumulative share of active COVID cases in the country has declined to comprise nearly 14.09% of the total reported cases. Union Health Ministry has informed that currently over 35,16,000 people are suffering from the viral infection and are either hospitalized or are under home isolation. In the last 24 hours, the nation registered 281,386 new COVID cases. With this, the recovery rate has further improved to stand at 84.81%. The ministry informed that 4,106 COVID-related deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the cumulative toll to 274,390. With a special focus on the 5-point principle of test, track, treat, isolate and vaccinate, the number of cumulative COVID-19 testing reported by Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR has surpassed the figure of 31 crore 64 lakh. In the COVID scenario from the northeast, Arunachal Pradesh reports 2,260 active cases, while discharged cases logged 19,461. The tally for the dead is at 81. Assam is saddled with 43,377 active cases, while the cured cases logged at 2,81,726. The dead accounted for 2,179. Reporting 6,477 active cases, Manipur recorded 32,674 cured cases, while the dead tallied at 578. Meghalaya reported 4,534 active cases with a caseload of 18,478 cured cases. The dead accounted for 320. With a caseload of 2,117 active cases, Mizoram logged at 6,687 discharged cases, while the death toll is 25. Nagaland reported 4,100 active cases with 13,767 released cases. The death tallied at 209. Sikkim has a caseload of 3,096 active cases, 8,109 cured cases, and the tally for the dead is 205. Lastly, in Tripura, active cases have touched 4,894, while discharged cases logged at 35,816. The dead accounted for 441. In Meghalaya, Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma inspected the ongoing installation work of an oxygen generation plant at Shillong Civil Hospital on Sunday. With a capacity to produce 270 litre per minute, the oxygen generation plant will be ready for commission anytime now, and it can also support 25 beds with high-flow oxygen. After holding a review meeting at the hospital, the Chief Minister expressed his gratitude towards doctors, nurses and employees of the hospital for their dedicated service towards the citizens. He informed that all efforts are in place to ensure management and control measures to mitigate the surge of COVID-19 cases. Whenever it comes to serving people in distress, members of Sikh community are always found in the forefront. In Assam, Khalsa Center, Northeast, has come forward to provide free oxygen equipment to the needy ones during these trying times of COVID pandemic. In Guwahati, Captain P.P. Singh, Chairman Khalsa Center, Northeast, has informed that so far people from various parts of the state have communicated with the members of the center for the oxygen equipment.
का जब फर्स्ट लॉकडाउन हुआ था तब खालसा सेंटर नॉर्थ ईस्ट ने 3 लाख से ज़्यादा लोगों को खाना खिलाया था लास्ट ईयर। इस बार हम लोगों ने देखा कि खाने से ज़्यादा लोगों को प्रॉब्लम हो रहा ऑक्सीजन का, तो हम लोग पूरे इंडिया में सिख कम्युनिटी ने सबके साथ, सब धर्मों के लोगों के साथ मिलके सोचा कि क्यों ना ऑक्सीजन का लंगर लगाया जाए ताकि जिनको
In Nagaland, the first pressure swing adsorption PSA oxygen generation plant at Naga Hospital Authority Kohima, Nahak, became operational from this morning. The centre has allotted 3 oxygen plants under PM CARES Fund in Kohima, Dimapur and Mukokchung. Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Pangyupom inaugurated the plant. He said it will help ease the oxygen demands of the hospital, which will be supplied straight to the site of use through the medical gas pipeline. He informed that the PSA plant at NHAK has a capacity of 300 litre per minute.
And our PSA oxygen generator can produce 300 litre per minute. That means it's going to be produced 432,000 litre a day. In Tripura, the government has declared Corona curfew in Agartala Municipal Corporation AMC area from today. The curfew came into force from 5 a.m. and will continue till 5 a.m. of May 26. 6 more urban areas across the state have also been declared as containment zones. The state cabinet, after consultations with the expert groups dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, has taken a decision to contain transmission of the infection. Education Minister Ratan Lal Nath said this on Sunday at the press briefing in Agartala. In sports news, in tennis, Rafael Nadal beat world number 1 Novak Djokovic to win a 10th Italian Open title last night. Second seed Spaniard Nadal won through 7-5, 1-6, 6-3 against the defending champion. Nadal also equalled Djokovic's record of 36 ATP Masters 1000 titles in his 12th Rome final. The title also re-established Nadal as the overwhelming favourite for the French Open, where he will be aiming at an even harder to believe 14th title starting in 2 weeks. The women's single title has been won by Polish teenager Iga Swiatek. 15th seed Swiatek defeated 9th seed Czech Karolina Pliskova 6-0, 6-0 with what is known as a double bagel score in the summit clash in Rome last evening that lasted just 46 minutes. And finally, to end the news, the main points once again. Centre reviews country's COVID scenario. Health Minister Harsh Vardhan says fresh cases have registered a decline. Assam Chief Minister asks administration to take flood control measures on war footing to prevent damages to life and property. Vaccination for 18 to 44 age group gets underway in Nagaland. State Health Minister says demand for vaccine is growing. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma visits oxygen plant, says all measures are in place to fight the pandemic. And in tennis, Rafael Nadal does it again, beats Novak Djokovic to win Italian Open crown. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.